Hello, I'm Tamara. I would like to go over briefly today to identifying hand-knocked rocks and carpets. And the question is, how can I find out that the rock is handmade or made by a machine? And it seems to be very difficult to find out, but if you know the basics, it's not that complicated anymore. And you can recognize the difference very fast and very easy. So, the basic is that the machine makes copies and everything is perfectly the same. In other words, there is a minimum amount of errors. So, and on the other hand, human works has every time or always like a small tiny errors. So you can very see it if you study the piece of work very carefully. So let me show you an example. Now we've got two texts. We're going to compare them and see. One is printed and written by a computer and one is written by a person. So please take your time and guess which is the real handwriting or which is the typed by a computer. So exactly, number one is typed and number two is written by a human. So you can see the difference very fast. You know why? Because your eyes sees that automatically by comparing the symmetry, of course. So here is how it works. And it's like the game Find the Differences. We watch carefully two images and we're looking for differences. And in a rock and a carpet is the same principles applies. So I've got today two rocks. One is the beautiful hand-knocked Persian home rock and one is made by the machine. So from the front, I'm picking two figures and see if they are the same. I'm comparing them. So I can see the difference. That means it's made by hand. And if I look over here and take two figures and see they're totally the same, that means it's made by the machine. And the second thing, we're gonna look back. Now I can see that the lines over here are not straight. That means it's made by hand. And if I look back here, I can see that lines are perfectly straight. That means this rock made by the machine. So finally, it's also important to keep in mind that there are some very fabulous rocks, especially the silk ones, and they knock so perfectly that you can barely see some differences. And in order to find out that is it handmade or it's by machine, you need to practice more or ask advice of your local experts. I hope this information was useful. Thank you for watching me. Bye-bye.